You're lucky it didn't cut your eye. Those icicles have been known to kill people.
What's going on up there?
Nothing. We'll be right down. You stay away from that turkey. It's got an hour to cook. You'll get worms.
Hello, I'm Sherry Flynn. I work for West Virginia University Extension, and I'm a part of the Family Nutrition Program. I'm here today to talk to you about holiday food safety. When cooking your holiday turkey, roast, or ham, it's very important that you get your meat to the proper temperature, internal temperature. So using a food thermometer is going to help you to be able to check that to see if you have reached the correct temperature in order to kill any pathogens or bacteria that may be lurking inside of your foods. You want to be sure when you're using your thermometer that you place the thermometer in the thickest part of the meat. You want to make sure when you insert the thermometer that you don't touch any bones, fat, or gristle, or you would get a false reading. So you want to be sure you're using a meat thermometer, okay? Not a candy thermometer. And there are different kinds of meat thermometers as well. The older one style gauge with the long prong, whenever you're inserting this thermometer into your meat, you want to make sure that you give it time for the red needle to completely stop. And that's going to give you the internal temperature that you have reached. When you're looking at one of those digital thermometers, then of course, as soon as the numbers read up, it's going to give you the internal temperature of the food there. We want to be sure that we use them about, let's say, 30 minutes before time for the bird to exit is when you begin testing. So when we think about how do we know 30 minutes, when it's 30-minute time, is doing the math, and that is taking the poundage of your turkey and however many pounds your turkey is. For an example, let's say it's a 14-pound turkey, you times that by 15 minutes. So that's going to equal about 210 minutes, and that equals out to about 3.5 hours. So 3 hours after your turkey's been in the oven, you want to begin to check. Okay, so we all may have a lot of different types of meat served on our table for the holiday. Let's think about anything that's poultry. We want to be sure the internal temperature of that food is 165 degrees. If you're looking at a roast or a beef of some sort, the internal temperature should be 160 degrees. When we think about ham, well, now there, if you have fresh ham, you want to make sure your internal temperature reaches 145 degrees. But if it's a pre-cooked ham, it must reach the internal temperature of 165 degrees. And then, of course, if anyone's serving some fish for the holidays, they want to be sure that they reach an internal temperature of 145. And look for that opaque skin on the outer side to know that fish is ready to go. When we think of stuffing, we see it just rising up out of the center of that golden brown turkey, setting on the platter as the centerpiece of your holiday food. But stuffing inside of a turkey is not a good plan. And so in order to make sure that that stuffing would be properly, reach the proper temperature, when you would have to reach that stuffing at 165 degrees. If you've done that, then the outside, your meat, your turkey would be so dry and tough, and then it would not be your favorite displayed holiday food when everyone has dry jerky turkey instead.
Why are you crying?
I told you we put it in too early.
So I hope my information today has helped you to be able to keep your family and friends happy and healthy this holiday season. Happy holidays.